player get, do you think, after a game like that?
Yeah, those are late ones. Yeah, it's tough when you get out of there that late, but at the end of the day, that's kind of why we're kind of push everything back today. So guys sleep as long as they possibly can and kind of refocus and get themselves going.
You guys have survived 2 elimination games now. Last couple of years, this team didn't do that well. What's changed, do you think?
I think every year is a different year. Obviously, we got to go through that Game 7, which is a big experience for a lot of guys that never even been in that position. The other guys that have been there before, and it's learning from what kind of what's happened in the past. I think that we've talked about it during the season that there are certain circumstances or situations that we said this will be important when we get to the playoffs, and there's things that we learned, whether that was on the back-to-back where we had against Florida, where we had to come home and play them, or we went down to Boston and played in Boston and Washington the next night. Had to go into Dallas at the end of the year to sort of the divisional game. There's a lot of things on my mind that are times that we talked about this, when you're going to run into these hard situations, and how you handle them, then is going to help you now.
Confidence you as a group derived from the fact that you basically outplayed Dallas in your last road game, and then you really look like the Winnipeg Jets that we saw all season last game.
Certainly, we were slow to the gate in Game 1. There's no doubt about it that maybe a little of that Game 7 hangover, but I thought we were better in 2, but I thought we were really good in 3. Probably should have been, in 4. Probably should have been rewarded a little bit more in that one, but we didn't get enough traffic into the net and around that net. I thought last night we did a better job of attacking, getting inside, and more of, like you mentioned, our game looked more like our game last night.
I know that you only inherited this road losing streak from Bones.
But yeah, it's all his fault.
Yeah, but a bunch of your players have been there for all of them. Do you worry that it's gotten to the point where it's maybe in guys' heads when they?
No, I'm just worrying about this year. I know, and I've been here for it too. It's just that it's like every streak ends, whether it's a good one or a bad one, and we're planning on doing that tomorrow. It's can't do anything about what's all behind us now. It's just it's a case of us making sure that that what comes on the ice tomorrow is the best product that we can bring, and continue what we did last night. There's a lot of real positives there, and build on that and just put that forward.
You had everybody on deck obviously last night, but Scheifele seemed in the middle of everything, even in a bad way. When he got punched by. Yeah. But what did you think of his performance?
I thought he was outstanding. When you get into games like that, and like we're going to be in tomorrow, your best players have to be your best players. From our goaltender, defense, I thought our defense was really good last night. I thought that our forwards, our top guys, made a presence, and they did a great job of getting opportunities. Maybe not all getting on the score sheet, but getting opportunities. Our top guys, obviously, on the power play, that was big. But that's what we're going to need again. We're going to need all that tomorrow, and this game is hard. Yeah, you need your role players to step up. But when you're in big moments like this, when your best players can be your best players, it certainly helps you win hockey games.
Scott, how tricky would getting, say, a lead be in a road game and getting the first goal? Because you guys have done a good job of when you fall behind a goal, you've evened it up a few times, but haven't been able to get that lead, right?
Yeah, I mean, we've never been a team that's panicked if we're down 1 or 2. We've always kind of stayed in games, but just that something maybe we haven't really done on this playoff is get out in front and run with it, and kind of build off of some of that momentum and maybe take the crowd out of it. That'd be nice, and that's something that we talk about, but we have to go out and do it. And doing some of those things, like I mentioned, about playing on the inside and playing fast, and like making it a little bit harder for Dallas to be on the rush. Those were things that for me that led to us getting more opportunities, and we have to do that.
At how Mark opened the scoring yesterday, is that an easier sell for you as a coach to say just put pucks on the net? That wasn't the prettiest goal, right? But it worked.
Yeah, that's the bounce that you need in a game like that, and could use about 3 or 4 of them tomorrow. But that's the thing. But when you're attacking the net and you're getting inside and people are driving there, the play that KC's driving to that back post, and so the defenseman's worried about him, and he's also worried about Scheifele, and that's the break that you get. But if you don't do that, if you don't go to those inside positions, you're not going to get those looks.
A success with your tried and tested line combinations last night, but the line juggling you did in Game 4, is that on the table as well, potentially?
We'll see. Obviously, there's a lot of this going on. That top line and I don't mean to be disrespectful to the other 2 lines, but that top line, we know what they're doing in this series for Dallas. We have to know when they're on the ice, and when I have home ice advantage in the sense of the change, I have to take advantage of it. I'm sure, and Pete's been doing it the other way. He's been trying to do his matchups when we get into Dallas. So we'll play around with things. Kind of got a little bit of an idea. I liked how we responded the other night in Game 4 when we mixed it up a little bit. But there's some things that we're talking about as a staff that we'll look at doing.
What can you say about your crowd? I mean, you talked about it in the morning about the energy your team would derive from them. They had the good chant yesterday, but they should have kicked it in. I don't know if you could hear it on the bench, but what did you say from them last night?
Yeah, it's amazing. Like I said last night, there the wave that comes, and I don't mean that wave where they all stand up, but that wave of noise and that emotion, it's amazing. It's almost like we're drifting on top of it. You can feel it. The players can feel it. Whether it's a hit or a scoring chance or a big save. It's a big push that we're getting, and believe me, we're feeling it. We're feeling it, not just on game days. We know there's people outside. You run into people going down the street. I still see people walking on a off day with their white outfits on. So it's awesome. It's great, and everybody's rallying behind. We just need this to go a little bit longer.